Hello, Crime Stories Obsessed.
Yeah, is this the call-in show?
It is. Hi. You're live.
Hey, awesome. Hey, I heard somebody saying that they saw Katie's mom or something with a kid. Is that really true?
It's difficult. That's what she said. I don't want to say too much on here without upsetting anybody that's listening, namely the person that just called in. But we were just questioning if there was anything, any confusion. But we are going to take it seriously and make sure the address, the details, everything she said is passed over to law enforcement. We're going to do that together when we finish on the call, so that we'll actually give them the call. They can listen to it themselves. What did you make of it?
I want to add this to that call then.
Yep.
Because you're talking to Chris, the stepfather of Sebastian Rogers,
right
now.
Oh, hi.
So here's the funny thing. The thing that lady was after spewing.
Yeah.
Absolutely crap.
Okay.
That's the funny thing.
Right.
Absolutely crap.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no worries. I
didn't want to upset her.
Get all these answers and they want to get stuff straight. Well, let's get stuff straight. Let's put this out here for everybody to understand.
Yeah.
See, when you have people like that called into your show and they say they have all this information, and when you ask the question, why didn't you call law enforcement? Her answer was, because my son didn't want me to.
Yeah, there's an issue.
There's a red flag that is absolute BS.
But you've got to be careful what you say on here. I don't want to upset the woman. You know what I mean? She's given me the information.
I'm not upsetting her. I am stating the facts.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the reason why, I'm one of the parents. And let's talk about upsetting people, because you've got people that go on these shows and they say these kinds of things, and they don't use common sense. Because if she had the information, so you mean to tell me that you just went on a show with 44,000 subscribers that you have, and she openly admitted that she wouldn't call the cops but had information? What kind of person with a compassionate heart says something like that?
Probably somebody
doesn't make any sense.
It's probably somebody with a bit of Alzheimer's, or somebody that's seen something on Facebook and has,
Yeah, see, but once again, that's where it goes right back to speculations and assumptions, and then they put out false and misleading information, and unfortunately, it truly bogs down the investigation from law enforcement on every aspect.
It does.
So, and I'm sure Seth would agree with me, and so does Katie on this deal, but we really don't want the rest of the BS out there. We just want true hardcore leads that could actually lead somewhere, not
I understand
somebody who thinks they saw something and whatnot. We would just really call in and get those leads in if they feel that.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. The only problem is I'm a paramedic, so I understand you're going to get people that may have problems. They may have dementia, and they don't understand, they don't realize. And if they were 30 years younger, they probably wouldn't call in, because they know that it was just something that was in their mind that they'd seen earlier on say Facebook or somewhere. We can't medically diagnose somebody over here, but just by speaking.
No, I mean, you don't have to diagnose anybody over the air, but common sense, I don't care who you are, would say that if you have the information and you think it's a credible thing, you should call law enforcement regardless. I mean, how would somebody feel if their child went missing and they were in our shoes and they had all these people calling in and saying that they have spotted this child, they've seen this and they've seen that, but refused to call it in?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, false tips are better than no tips. But true common sense on things like, when people say, well, I just didn't want to call it in, that is a red flag right there. Even with law enforcement saying this.
Yeah.
When people say,
she said her family didn't want her to get involved.
9 to 1.
Yeah, she said her family didn't want her to get involved. And there is probably a reason for that, like you said, but we don't know.
78 years old.
She's 78,
Well, anonymous reporting is perfectly okay.
Yeah, she wasn't
You don't have to give
going
information. You have to come of it, but
Yeah,
we
will pass
once
it
again,
across,
this just goes right back to where we keep asking everybody, if there's something, just reach out into law enforcement. Just all you got to do is pick up the phone and call them. You don't wait.
But the thing is, it's not up
to
to us as the public to sift through tips and work out what we feel is right and genuine and what's not. It's a case of this comes in, this is the information, you decide. It isn't up to us to I know what you're saying. It does bog them down with all this crap. But
I'm also saying that you've got folks that come in on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm being very respectful when I say this, but they're coming in on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this to any creator out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you have somebody that comes on your show and wants to make statements like that, and nobody stops them and asks them the questions that make common sense, like, okay, you don't want to get it reported, you don't want to be involved, that's fine. There's also anonymous reporting that you can put out there, and that might help change the narrative as far as whether or not they want to report things. It's just looking out for all parties' interests. Yeah. Sebastian being number one, the missing child.
Yeah.
Our son,
I understand that. But unfortunately, some people are going to have problems, It's difficult. It's difficult. We did get as much information. I don't think she was going to tell us anything about her. I did ask. But she gave us the information of the store. If they can listen to the call, can't they, for themselves? I'll give them the link. They can listen. If they find it a load of rubbish, they can just say no, They can decide for themselves.
But we're just help us out on your show and just keep pushing the narrative as far as if you see something, say something, don't wait.
Yeah.
Every time that somebody fails to make a report and they wait 2 days, that's 2 days behind on a report or a lead that could be substantial. Well, nobody actually knows where these go and how important they are.
We asked her multiple times, will you please call in? Multiple times. No. First, she said she didn't have a phone or she wasn't allowed to. And then she mentioned something about her son. It was just, I think as the call progressed, we could kind of work
but if you notice, people are having excuses. Didn't have a phone. My family doesn't involved. My son doesn't want me to report it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of
still
odd.
could have seen his stepson. She might have seen him.
If a law enforcement person hears this, they're also going to be just doing the exact same thing. It's very odd.
I'd like to think they would look at all information that comes in. I would like to think that if I sent them the link to this and gave them the time, that they would listen to it and take it seriously.
But would you provide the phone number?
Yeah, if they want it, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, the thing is that if you're going to send them the link, you would probably need to send them the phone number of the caller at the time, so that way they could reach out instead of having to do extra legs of work to find this person if you've got the information.
I've got all the information because it's a recorded call, so we're going to go back through it and write everything down, pass on the telephone number. They can make that decision and then they can decide what they want to do with it. I mean, I think we've already decided that it's probably nothing, but she seems to think she's seen him, whether it's because she's seen him somewhere else, like on Facebook. I don't know, but let them decide. But I know what you mean. It is annoying when when loads of people are sending in tips that are a load of rubbish. Yeah, I understand that. I do. So, have you been searching today then? Have you been busy?
I work nights, so I'm just now getting up, and this is what I got up to here.
Oh, you've been on nights?
Yeah. I'm actually having to go back to work. I actually go back to work.
Do they use cranes during the
night? Cranes run 24/7 on certain job sites.
Oh, over here they don't.
They may not run like that over in Europe. I'm not sure.
No.
I can't. I'm not going to speak for Europe.
No. Oh, okay then. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Chris. It's the first time I've spoken to you. Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
So just appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Talk to you again soon.
Y'all have a good day.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Woo! Emma, you are amazing.
United States. +1.